All right, so here we are continuing with the con man, Mr. Flowers, and how the con man operates. As I went over in the last video, the con man operates by first to gain your trust, by flattering you in some way to gain your trust, and then they'll set up a false document or a lie, something that's false, and then they'll take you. Once they've gained your trust, they set up the false document, you now trust them, right? Then they take you. They come in and they take you. And that's what he's going to do here. He's talking about Romans 8. Romans 8 is what the Bible's about. It's about death to self. That's what it's about. God brings the hurting on his children to make them straighten up to conform to Christ. But he's going to first set you up with endearment to get you to trust with him, to get you to trust him, to say things you relate to. It won't be a lie, see? Because he's trying to flatter you. He can't lie when he's flattering you. He can't lie to get your trust. So he's got to tell the truth to some degree, and that's what he's about to do right here. Watch. And then he'll do the false document, and then he'll do the take on you. He does each thing here, and so here's the setup to endear you right here.
The passage we're discussing.
Yeah,
like I said at the very beginning when I said let's simplify this.
So he's going to summarize Romans 8.
It's talking about the saints that have been called according to his purpose, and that
the saints who have been called according to his purpose,
despite your suffering, that you're groaning, that you're going through, the struggle that you're having in your life, that God will work all things together for good for those.
Now see, the endearing, getting your trust, that's not a lie, but it's not the total truth either.
Those who love him and are called according to his purpose. He will bring good out of that suffering. He will redeem.
Now, notice he said the ones that love him here, but when he does the false document, he's going to do the switcheroo.
Whatever the bad is that you're suffering through right now, he's going to bring about his purpose and his plan, even through that suffering and that struggle.
So whatever bad you're going through, he's going to bring about his purposes through that suffering. See, so it's true, not totally true, but it's got truth in it, that's for sure. And so now he's gaining your trust.
And how do we know that?
Now here's the setup. Here's the false document setup. He gained your trust. He told you something true, although not totally true. He told you enough truth to gain your trust. Now he'll present the false document.
Well, look at those formerly loved by God.
Look at those formerly loved by God, past tense. He's talking about verse 28. We're going to look at verse 28, and you'll see how he's lying, how he's totally lying. Those who he formerly loved in the past.
Look at those formerly called by God.
Formerly called by God in the past.
Look at those who were formerly called according to his purpose.
Formerly called according to his purpose in the past.
And who loved God.
Who loved God, past tense. You see that? Everything he said, formerly in the past, those who love God. Now let's look at he's talking about Romans 8:28. Let's look at Romans 8:28 and see if it's past tense. Right here. And we know that all things work together. That's present tense. And we know that all things work together. That's present tense. Even in the Greek, that's present tense. For good to those who love God, present tense. That's a present tense verb in Greek. For those who love God, present tense. It's a present participle. He put it all in the past. To those who are the called, according to his purpose. It's present tense. It's us, you and me now. The people he's speaking to now, present tense. But he put it all in the past. That's the false document to set you up for what he's going to say next, which is the predestination, to take you on the predestination. That it's not you now that he predestined. See, free will's in his heart, free will comes out of his mouth. He's trying to take you for free will. He's selling you free will. And he just set up the false document. See, free will is not a doctrine found in the Bible. It's a complaint against predestination. So free will has to take away the predestination. And he does it by conning you, by first getting your trust. God wants to help you work out all the bad stuff. Set up the false document. Well, for the people in the past, He did it for the people in the past, even though it's present tense. See, that's the setup. That's the false document. Now watch the take. Here's the take.
They were predestined.
They were predestined, not you. Not you. For whom he did predestine. Who is the whom? Them. See? Because he just set you up with a false document to be people in the past. Past tense when it's present. You see that? Now he's taking you. Now he's ripping you off right now.
To be conformed into the image of Christ, who would become the firstborn of many brethren. And
right, would become.
Look what he did for them.
Look what he did for them. See? The people in the past whom he predestined. Not you. The people in the past.
Called them. He justified them.
He called them. He justified them.
Glorified them. This is all a part of what God determined beforehand
He determined beforehand for them in the past.
Happen for those who love him and are called according
now he said love. He slipped up on his own con.
to his purpose. So now we can rest assured.
Now we can rest assured because he did it for them.
Because he did it for David, because he did it for Moses, because he did it for those who formed.
Because he did it for David, for Moses, the people in the past tense. Because he conned you. Because he slipped in the false document.
Only knew. We can know that he'll do that for us. So we
can know that he'll do that for us.
Can rest in assurance that whatever suffering we're going through.
See there? Rest assuring whatever suffering we go through, he'll do that for us. But he didn't predestine us. He predestined them.
He's going to bring about his good purposes and his plan through that. And so
you see that? Now, wasn't that beautiful? I mean, that was a slick con, man. Take away predestined for you. By getting your trust. Oh, God wants to help you with your problems. He did it for the people in the past, false document. And he'll do it for you because he did it for the people in the past. He predestined them, not you. See that? The take. He ripped you off. He's selling you free will. Taking away predestined for you. See that? Was that slick or what? Dr. Flowers, you're the best, man. Kenneth Copeland ain't got nothing on you, buddy. Nothing.